They were asking in chat, what's the difference between mashing and checking? Now, I had just had a beef set league set with Psyche, and I mashed my ass off. Shit, dude, I did this shit to him. I did down 3 spin to him. I was like, fuck you. I'm going full sweat lord. And I'd hit like 3 or 4 down 3s before going into the grab. Right? I mashed. And so a lot of players would say, well, you were checking them. Right? And I think that that's like bullshit. Like checking someone is like, boom. Okay? I checked you. You've been doing highs. I checked you. Now it's my turn to do highs. That's checking, okay? Like 1 to check them, right? But when you're doing a bunch, don't get it twisted. Your ass is mashing. Just admit it. The thing is, mashing has a negative connotation within, like, fighting games. Like, people are like, you're a masher, they're a masher, or this a masher. And yeah, online, like, that shit is dumb. Like, if somebody is literally, like, beating you with just this, grab, right? We've seen that, just this, grab. Right? If they're just mashing off of everything, yes, like that shit is dumb, because if you know the frame data offline, you know that shit doesn't work. But there are times when you will strategically mash. At high level, they mash all the time. I think Sonic Fox is the only one that admits it. But at high level, you mash, because there are strategic points when you should mash, and one of those strategic points is when you smell timidity in your opponent. Like when I notice that my opponent is blocking a lot, right? So like this is when I'll mash, right? We'll set her to just block all, right? And I go in and I check. 1, right? I go and I check. What did you do? Right? So then we'll go and put her there, stance hold, right? I go in, check. She's still blocking. Oh, okay. How many of these is she gonna take before she lets go a block and tries to press? Okay. She'll press on 2. Okay, so 1, right? So 2. That's how I set the trap, right? So I'll mash it, right? She presses on 2. I know she presses on 2. Then I'll go for the orbital hack. That's strategic mashing. And I'm using Kung Lao as an example because that's my character. But there are other characters that have the same shit, right? Where you'll strategically mash because you know the opponent will block. And that's how you condition. That's conditioning. And like people that are like decent at the games, they try to talk like they'd never mash. But everybody mashes. There are strategic places where you absolutely should mash, right? You should mash to bait it out. Because in that matchup, I did this shit, right? Boom, boom, right? And as soon as he stuck out the poke, he ate the spin. I mashed that, right? I didn't time each fucking down 3. I just hit it twice and then went for the spin. Right? Mashed it. Look at how many times I hit it, right? Mash it. You will mash strategically, and anybody that says they don't is full of shit. You're just full of shit because everybody does it, right? There are points where you should do it. There are points where you shouldn't, right? If you're sitting there, especially if like you're playing someone that's doing like a safe string, right? They do safe string, block, safe string, block, safe string, block, right? And all along, I do safe string, block. And they're still blocking. And if they keep doing that, why wouldn't I keep pressing, right? Forward 4, the safe string that I'm doing is -3. So after this, it's not my turn to press, right? I got to block. But sometimes I'll do this shit. Sometimes I'll stick it out. I'll do the safe string, and then I'll stick out a poke. Be like, fuck you. You going to press? You going to press? And if they did, then I'll get interrupted. Okay, I overextended. That's my fault. That's my problem, right? But if I didn't overextend, say they're a little late in interrupting my pressure, I can get a quick jail, and I can hit them and go for a standing jab into combo, right? So you'll want to mash there. Another time where you'll want to mash, right? So you guys know that I do this, and then you press flawless block up too, right? So I'll do this, and you'll get tired of getting flawless block, right? You'll stop throwing out buttons, right? You'll stop down oneing after I do that string. So then I'll just do this, right? And I'll duck, and I'll do that. I'll do that because I know this is going to make you mad, and you're going to start pressing. Because at any point, you could have pressed, but you're scared to press because you know I'm fishing for a flawless block. So I'll just mash in your face. I'll mash in your face until you start pressing, and then when I know you're going to start pressing, it's like, okay. All right, so 2 of them is when he starts pressing. that's when I'll fish for the flawless block. Then it's like, okay, 1, 2, flawless block, right? Yeah, because you know, and that's very important. People talk about like, oh, I never mash. And I'm like, you should. At certain times, you should mash because that's the mind games, right? That's how you condition them. I condition you to block by just mashing in your face until you block, and then I'll grab you. Now, again, to do that all the time is pretty stupid. That's Combat League shit, right? But at high level, there are times when you want to do it, especially when you smell frustration in your opponent, right? When you smell that they're getting frustrated, right? Because I'll just sit here and just, yeah, whatever. Fuck you. Press. I want you to press because I'm just going to do dumb shit in your face. And when you sense that hesitation, right? Because you look at this, right? Down 3. What is down 3? Down 3 is -5, right? So if they don't press a button within 5 frames, my next one's going to interrupt, right? So I'll just do that. Do that knowing that I'm at minus, and then I'll do it again. And if I know that you know that I'm minus and you could have stuck a button out, right? That fucks with you psychologically because you're like, this disrespectful motherfucker. He's mashing in my face. He's just doing this down 3 that's negative. It's -5. I can press. I don't have to respect that, right? That's what you do. I don't have to respect this shit. Oh, you don't. There you go. Don't respect it. That's the conditioning. So you mash to find out where their breaking point is. Where is the frustration going to hit? When are they going to say, fuck this guy, dude? He's just pressing buttons in my face and I'm fucking mad, right? Where is that? You find that by mashing on them. Now, like, again, you don't want to just sit there and do that all the time. But if you have a strategic reason, don't be stupid, all right? Nobody ever won a match with honor, okay? Nobody ever won by fighting fair. I'm going to fight dirty if I want to win because the game allows it. Okay, cheating is when you do shit the game doesn't allow, right? You fucking have a fucking lag, right? You play on Wi-Fi, you're cheating, right? If you play with a lag switch, you're cheating. If you hack my game and DDoS me, which a lot of people like to do, right? DDoS me and disconnect me, that's cheating. But if the game lets me press on minus, I'm not cheating. All's fair in love and war, right? But I know that if I press on minus, and you know that I'm not supposed to, that when I do it, you will become frustrated. So be strategic about your mashing, guys. Think about it. Oh, hey, thank you for the follow, Mr. The Dude, right? Think about your mashing and use it strategically because nothing is scarier, right? Nothing is scarier than a masher who won't mash. This fucks with people, right? When you're sitting there doing this, right? I'm just, fuck you, yeah, let me just fucking do this shit. Yeah, fuck you, right? And then you go in, you just... Then they're like, wait, what the fuck? What is this? And then they start trying to press, right? So you'll sit there and delay it, right? And then bam. And then they get caught, right? You'll delay it and you'll be like, okay, I respect frame data. And they're like, he's respecting frame data. No, I don't. Down 3 orbital hat. You got to be strategic with your mashing, guys. Be strategic. Pick your spots, but mash away when you get in on somebody who is very defensive and very timid because you will frustrate them. They will get mad that you're playing like a scrub lord. And they'll make mistakes, right? Remember, you doing something unsafe is not unsafe unless they punished it. If they didn't punish it, then it was safe. So you can make those reads based on what they do and do not punish you for. If they do not interrupt your mashing, then you can know confidently throughout the match that they won't interrupt your mashing so you can mash away. And then when you start to see that they're trying to press buttons, you can start baiting those buttons. So be strategic with your mashing.